Hey guys, welcome back to Game Borders. Today we're doing our first
ever
versus. So it's this versus this. Which one is going to be the best game?
Versus this. It's Architects versus Architects of the North West Kingdom versus Raiders of the North Sea.
Yeah. And in this video, we will have a definite winner. It's not going to be one of those. Depends on your playing style.
If you like this, if you like that,
there will be a definite winner out of the two.
You will know.
That's aggressive. That's
let's
some aggressive talk.
Yeah.
You wanna
I think I'm just going to jump right into it. So there's a couple points I wanted us to hit on.
Introduce yourself first, really quick, though, just to hit it out of the park.
Do I? Do you guys need
to know? You don't have to. Yeah. You guys know. You guys know.
You talk me into it. I'm Spencer.
I'm Drayden.
And I'm Stallone.
And now we can dive into the meat of it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to go over was pretty much they're both worker placement games.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
We all also know they're both made by the same
people. You know what?
Yep, same artist, same producer,
same everything.
So anyway, the worker placement style is different between the two.
Yeah. You only get one worker on this, you get a lot of workers on this. So
this is more like you have a crew.
Yeah.
And this one is more of like it's you.
Yep.
As
you have one
being
guy.
a single individual going out and doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's singular versus plural.
Oh boy.
But also with the two different one is this one you don't get the worker back. You're kind of
you trade out.
Yeah, and this one you're pulling from a pile, which I think is actually pretty unique in the worker placement, just gaming.
For this one?
Yeah, well, these are the only worker placements I've played.
Yeah, most worker placements, you have a set amount of meeple that you kind of place out? It seems I felt like Raiders of the North Sea was a little bit more unique in its worker placement because your meeple are constantly exchanging, and it seems like usually you've got this much
to work
with, and then you got to spread it out. And
So I guess I've seen both in the worker placement kind of genre. This one is unique that when you put one out, you do that, whatever ability or whatever action that space is. Then you take one up and do that. So you're doing two actions, and I like that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one did not have that. You're doing one action, that's it. So I think they're both pretty unique. Like the whole how you get them back in this one, you can run out, and you have to pretty much manage your workers.
Yeah.
And you don't have to manage your workers in that one.
You kind of have to manage it because they're color coded. So
you have a little bit of
managing. Have some strategy with that.
Right. Yeah.
I would say though that in the management and having two actions actually makes the runtime of Raiders of the North Sea. It increases the runtime on it because now you're thinking, I can't just do this, but I've got to think of what can I do to put this guy on this spot and then still get this guy, or vice versa. And so it took a little bit more planning, which actually extended the overall runtime, I feel like, or turn time of Raiders of the North Sea. So,
which could be
good, but I like.
Well, I think you're right on that. It does take more time to put it down because you're obviously putting one down and picking one up, so it's more strategy. So you have more thinking. I think it does add to the downtime. So the player downtime, I think this one definitely adds to it because you're doing two actions versus this one you're just doing one. Doing a simple action, taking it back.
Definitely
goes quick.
With that.
Yeah. So the next point, and we're not going to rate each of these. I just wanted to touch on these.
We've already got reviews on both of these.
Yeah, we got reviews
on
both
and
of
watch
these.
those.
Yeah, so you can watch those. The other thing I wanted to talk about is kind of segues into it, the other player's interaction while you're doing your turn. So this one, it almost feels like there's zero player interaction. You're doing your own thing. You can't really...
Yeah, you don't affect the other players.
The only way you affect it is if you place a worker down where
the next
player wanted to do something, but you're not attacking the other player.
Yeah.
There's no competition. Like this one, however, you're arresting the other meeples, you're putting them to jail, other players' meeples. So I think this one has more...
Or just holding on to them even at some point.
Yeah. So I think this one has more.
That definitely more player interaction in Architects, I'd say, because you're talking more to each other, and it can get a little bit more competitive in that sense that it's like, oh, why did you do that?
Somebody has to be a policeman. You got to harass people, throw them to jail, get some money.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, my nose.
Some people.
Some people.
That freaking just have a.
Look, I like to be the long arm of the law.
And that
Someone has to do it.
it must be the colors that I always play, because red was attracting you like a shark to my people, and then when I was the yellow player,
yellow's a very mellow color.
We're playing with Walker. Yeah, I think it stands out. So I had just 1 or 2 workers here, and he just honed in on me. It was just devastating for my production line.
It was, yeah.
Anything else you guys wanted to add in that whole
as far as like
category?
Player interaction?
Yeah, like the differences between the two.
I think in this one there's a lot more
player interaction.
Ways to mess with somebody, because like you can arrest their players, and you can also take cards that they may have wanted. You can upgrade the cathedral more.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the cathedral tower.
Yeah,
it's definitely is what I think it is. It's this is like kind of a passive player interaction where you're putting a meeple somewhere or taking a meeple where another person might want to go, but you're also raiding a village that somebody might want to go. But you're not actively trying to affect another player. You're just doing what's best for you.
You're just doing
your
own
one
thing.
You can actively
harass other players.
If you like.
And if you're losing, that's a fun way to go.
It's a valid strategy. It's actually kind of almost built for it to harass people at some point.
Yeah.
So
Personally, I think I like it better because it draws the other players in if it's not their turn.
Yeah. I would much rather have somebody actively do something against me than to just do something like, oh, whoops, my bad. That gets me
I
mad.
didn't even
I get
know.
aggressive when somebody inactively
plus,
screws
this
me.
one, like once you start knowing you're losing, you can just start harassing other players more. And this one is just like, I just have to slog on and
I also like this one.
Tote the line.
This one totes the line on, because I hate the gotcha gaming where they hose you over just because it's something to do. It's just
that's one of my favorite things to do.
Well, this one you can actively harass other players and kind of make it so they don't get what they want. But at the same time, it's for a strategic advantage to you.
Yeah.
The games where you're
hosing
someone
the game
over,
still.
and it's just because you don't actually. It almost hurts you, but you
makes
do
the
it
game
just
go
to
longer
hurt
for
them.
no reason.
I hate that.
So we've got a little bit of differences there where you would rather it be a little bit more inactive, and I'd rather.
Well, I'm a strategy guy. Like I don't want to just go after you just because you're there.
No, that's definitely a rough thing. So,
so
what else you got?
So now I was gonna go into how they play like the epicness. So like how epic does it seem when you're playing these games?
Yeah, right.
Like you're building up the cathedral, you're building up kind of your town.
Yeah.
Does that feel more epic than going out?
Squires and stuff.
Does that feel more epic than going out and raiding and conquering these fortresses that you have to build up to? And you're building up the strength to get more victory points and all that. So which one feels more epic to you?
I think you just barely said it all, bud.
I think it's hard to tell because Raiders of the North Sea, we had expansions. So you could go out and beat up Jarls and kill them.
But unfortunately...
And that was a grand epic scale where it's like, I'm becoming the Jarl.
Unfortunately for this game, these two games, this one does have expansions. This one does not, as of right now. I heard there's coming out, but I don't know... Because they're coming out with the same designer is coming out with the Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Isn't it the East Kingdom?
No, it's the West Kingdom.
Oh, it is. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's coming out with the Paladins of the West Kingdom. So I don't know if he's focusing on that, but I did hear there was an expansion for this coming out. So that could change. But as of right now, we have to go off of what people can buy.
I think you did say most of it. I mean, like Drayden said, because this has got, it's more points, which involves, this one is a lot more points, which is something that, it's, if you're into it, that's great. I don't know if I liked it as much overall, but just getting more points also makes it feel a little bit more epic because you're doing more to get more points. Whereas this one, you don't get as much points for doing things.
You're building up.
I don't know. It just makes it feel almost less epic. But I don't know.
I would agree with you guys 100%. I think this one definitely felt way more epic than this one. Because you have to work so hard to get your crew, build up that strength and the armor to attack those fortresses. It just seemed a lot more epic. And when you finally do, because everybody's kind of gathering resources at the village, and then the second one's like, oh, I'm going out raiding. You're just like, ooh, nice. Do it. Get it.
Well,
you dirty dog.
You put words in my mouth. I did not agree with you. I think Architects was better.
Oh, yeah.
Because you build up, you get all your workers and like your squires and whatnot, acolytes, whatever, and then you start building your buildings. You build into the cathedral, so... It doesn't actually show a progression, but you kind of feel like you're building up this town, building up this society.
I can definitely see that, but
there's a lot more to it. Because this one, you get your bow and like, oh, I got all my workers, and you go out and you come back with like one little guy, and you're like, we got.
Well, isn't that exactly how
roughed.
rating should be?
I think
No, because if they're really tough, you should go out and come back stronger.
I think the big difference here is when you do things on Raiders, everyone sees it. When you go raiding, everyone sees it. When you beat a Jarl, everyone's looking at it. When you build something in Architects, you're building it, and then it's in your little play area.
Yeah.
So it's
And it doesn't
your
really
epicness, but it's not everybody's combined effort to make this thing different. This one, once you go raiding, you're seeing all the progress on the map.
Right.
Whereas that one, you're not really. I mean, you're seeing little tokens go up the cathedral or something, but you're not seeing all the buildings that everyone's built up.
It's all up here, man. It's all up here.
A pretty
It's
epic
a story.
thing with a lot of people and a lot of buildings, but I just feel like you, as a group, you don't notice it as much as you would an individual. So
I definitely, I mean, yeah, like I said, I've said it 1,000 times, but I think this one is definitely.
I do think Raiders,
with the Jarls too, because when you're fighting Jarls, you like if you bring them onto your ship, you're like, ooh, that guy's freaking tough now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Or if you're fighting them, I don't know, you
And that
go
is
up on
nice,
the
'cause I
fame
do-
tracker.
Yeah.
Do you love a big epic game? So
The second one, and we touched on this in our other review videos, but the art and the components. I think the art is very evenly matched in both of these.
Very
There's only a
similar.
slight difference between the two.
it's a slight difference, but Raiders definitely feels more
Tough guy.
tough guy, cool kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even the knights on the Architects don't really look that tough or awesome. They look like whatever. But some of the Vikings and Raiders, man, they look cool.
Yeah, they're all buff.
Yeah.
And their chests are like 3 times the size of their hips.
Just the way a man should be modeled.
And the women.
And the
The
women.
figures. Just diamond shape.
Wonderful.
No, I actually, well,
And the components.
the
Even.
components, the Raiders got it.
Raiders got it with the metal coins. I don't like how much components there are in this compared to this. I love the simplicity in these ones components, but I feel like just with the metal coins.
What's
Yeah.
crazier is this had more components. Like this,
No
yeah, this one
way.
had the marble, the gold,
Yeah.
the wood, the stone. This one, I think, has more components than this one, even with the mead and the
The
coins.
Jarls,
Yeah.
Valkyries.
The
So
components don't look as good as this one. This one looks better, but that one's
Yeah.
got metal coins. So
I actually like the
it's a toss-up.
components on this one. Like the gold feels way better on this
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
The stone is pretty much the same in both.
Yeah, but the wood looks better in
Yeah,
Architects.
the wood looks better in the Architects. Yeah, so
It's
I
a
like
toss-up. It's hard to say for
them,
me.
but I think the components on this are better. You have the player mats to help keep track
But you
of.
got
This
your
one
player
doesn't
mat
have.
and that. You got
Yeah,
your character mat, which is nice. So you
That is
keep an eye
true.
on that.
Yeah, it's pretty evenly
Am
matched.
I gonna
like
have to be a
said.
tiebreaker here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
break us
break us.
up.
Well,
Yes.
you're not wrong with the metal dice on this
The
one,
metal coins.
but the metal coins. That's like the one thing this thing's got. This one's got going for it. This one,
Cool.
all of the components are more detailed, I guess. The gold
Yeah.
bars look like gold bars. The stone look like stones. The trees look like trees.
They're bigger, so they're
So,
easier to pick up.
Yeah.
I gotta go with Architects on that one. Although metal coins,
I'll concede.
I'll
and
concede
say
as well.
Architects is probably.
Yeah.
It's just got some nice stuff. I like it.
So now the replayability between the two.
Oh, this one's obvious for me, but I'll let you speak your piece.
So I've played both of them quite a bit. Well, I've definitely played this one more.
Mhm.
I think
It's been out
replayability
longer.
is this one. I think this one takes it on the replayability.
That's
There's
my
way
sour
more.
face.
Well, there's way more paths to victory. I mean,
No.
there is.
You're
Don't
not
argue me
wrong.
with.
You're not
there
wrong.
you go.
You're
Yeah,
not wrong.
I know
but,
I'm not wrong.
But that doesn't mean it's more replayable.
I think so. But because
let
I
me-
played this one a lot, and the more I played it, each time I played it, it got a little bit more epic, a little bit funner. This one, it started out dang fun, but I feel like it could slip as you're playing it more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you've seen it all, you've done it all, you kind of know the best strategies. I feel
Right.
like you could figure this game out and the strategies out a lot quicker than that one. So I'm going to say Raiders has got the replayability for me.
Ray, you want to real quick speak your piece?
Well,
or-
I liked Architects a bit more because there is more build up and
For replayability?
yeah, because it goes quicker. First of
Mhm.
all, it's not.
That's
It's
true.
like you're gonna pull out a 2-hour game.
Oh yeah.
So the speed of it, and then
Which could
I just-
change if they get expansions.
yeah,
It could change.
could change.
but-
But I do feel like there's more strategies in Architects than there is in this one. Because this one, it's like you get Valkyries, okay, then I'll just start with this one. It's like there's 3 ways to win, and that's about it. This one, obviously there's a better strategy to build buildings. Spoiler alert,
Seems
just
like
build
the best
buildings.
strategy so far.
But I don't know. I feel like I could have won with going with less virtue and just taking on debt and stuff. I had some strategies, although Spencer changed the rules halfway through. But that's neither here nor there.
Right, I changed it.
All right, so the first thing when you're talking about replayability is how easy is it for you to get this game out? You get Raiders out? No, you don't want to get Raiders out because you got to set it up. It takes forever. It takes longer to set up, and that's all there is to it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because you got to place your
this has
resources on all the certain boxes.
Yeah, but this has more cards that you have to shuffle.
Okay, but
smaller
cards is 2 seconds. That's a piece of cake.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still something that you got to.
No, don't even take that in.
I think that's.
I just think Architects is
even.
quicker to pull out, and this is my personal opinion, but I don't love the point salads. The point salad in Raiders of the North Sea. I don't love
salad
when you have so much things giving you so much points.
Point style?
No, point salad. It's when you get so much points.
I have never heard of this term.
Well, and then I've taught you something new. It's when you get so much points from so much different things that by the end of it you're sitting there, okay, what do I
feel like you're always missing something?
Yeah, you feel like Architects had it a little bit, but it was way more manageable in Architects.
This one's definitely had a way better streamlined.
Yeah, I feel like it was more streamlined. It's easier for you to pull out, and it was still, maybe there's not as much paths to victory, but there's still enough that you could play that again and again, and I just feel like, sure, in the long run, you might end up playing this one more, but that one just seems like it's going to come out more, and you're going to play it more before you get bored of it.
I do like that you don't count the points till the end on this one.
That is nice, but I mean, you don't half the points in here. You're like, ooh, he's getting a lot of points. What has he got, like 12? And then you add up all the points at the end. It's like, oh, plus another 80. So it's like just you really don't know on either one how you're doing.
I just don't like the point tracker on this one.
Yeah, it is.
You get a visual of like who's ahead.
Yeah.
This one you never really know.
So that kind of touched on our last thing that I wanted to go over, and it's the strategy. So just straight replayability for me. This one's got it. Not talking about different strategies and stuff like that, but just I think if you had both games, this one would come out first, but I think this one would outlast it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But in the strategy, now let's kind of pivot to the strategy. For me, I think that I don't know, you got multiple paths on both.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, overall, I think it's probably Architects that's got it for me on the strategy, just because it's more streamlined. So when you're doing this, you're going out raiding, it's so freaking complicated because you're getting strength from different places, and each guy has their own ability that can add to it. You got the iron or the armor tracker with the booze, and it's just there's so many things. It's almost like those other games, like kind of like Shiny Dice, which we play, and you can check that out. But it's like the same as that game. You've got to there's this whole list of
things.
Checklist. You gotta
okay, I've completed this, this, and this, and this. So then we should be good. Okay, let's do it.
So just for that sheer fact, I think that I like this streamlined strategy a lot better.
Go ahead.
It's hard for me to say. I think they're both way strategic. I mean, this one's got some strategies that are just, I don't know, I guess that maybe there is a little bit, like you said, randomization in there, or maybe, I don't know, so much. It's hard to say. I enjoyed this one more.
Yeah.
Just on the strategy, because it was easier for me to handle. It wasn't too much to process. I was like, hey, I've got this. But when you look at everything that this one's got and how big it is, it just feels like there's got to be more in there, right? There's got to be more strategy in this because of all the things you have to do before you go out raiding.
Well, plus on this one, two people could have different strategies and never cross paths. Someone could be doing quests like crazy. Someone could be raiding. You're never going to cross paths. Here you cross paths a lot.
Yeah.
If you're building a cathedral, you're fighting for that top spot. So you'll cross paths on this one on strategy versus that one.
Yeah, which actually adds a little bit more strategy to it. Do I do this first, or do I do this first?
Yeah, because you're racing someone else.
Yeah. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Both very strategic.
Very.
I probably need to play Raiders again, but...
You think Architects got it for you?
Yeah, I do. I like the strategies in it, and it's like, I don't know. I can't really explain it good right now and very well.
It's tough. It's a tough thing to talk about.
Yeah, they're so
tough.
evenly matched.
Yeah.
I feel like this one there's like only three ways to do it, and if you start with one path, you have to see it till at the end. Yeah, you have to finish it.
You can't go halfway on this one with strategy.
That is an interesting point, because this one feels like you could go down on your Valor and just kind of be down there all game, and then at the last second, like, okay, I'm shooting that up. Why not? What do I got to lose?
Get the virtue clear up.
Get the virtue, virtue, not the Valor. Sorry.
But So, with that being said, let's do our final. So on our final ones, So, Dre, do you want to go first on your final thoughts of the two and which one took it for you?
I got to say I am a little biased on Architects because I played it recently and I haven't played Raiders in a long time.
But you won both, didn't you?
I've never won Architects. I've won Raiders. I was real close to this one, but Stallone took it. So I'm bitter about that, but
all day, baby, all day.
I like Architects more. It's a quicker game. You see the paths, like the game goes quicker, and you can tell when it's close to losing or ending.
Yeah. You have like a tracker.
And you can start planning your strategy.
It doesn't sneak up on you.
Yeah. So I like Architects more. It's just a funner game. I feel like there's more going on. With having other people kind of stepping on you.
Yeah.
You know, you're fighting other people. This one is just for Raiders. You're on your own, but I did love it still. Loved Raiders.
Stalls?
Mine is pretty obvious. I loved Architects. I enjoyed Raiders of the North Sea, but I loved Architects. I loved how I didn't have to. Again, I loved how the points were simpler. It was easier for me to tally up my points at the end, and I didn't have so much that, on Raiders, you go around, and at some point you're going around again. So then, I'm on my second one, so I'm up, 100 points or so?
50. Each round is 50.
Okay, so you're getting up to like 60 or 80. Architects, what was I guess it probably got up to 50, but it was also...
You won with 40? No, you won with 50-something? Or no, 36.
36, yeah. So right there, it's a lot less points, so it's easier to manage. I felt like I liked the more interaction with everybody at the table. I liked that I was interacting more with people on Architects. I feel like Raiders of the North Sea, I started building it up. It's like once I got what I was doing, I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just going to do that. And then I was just doing that, and I wasn't really, it was like, who cares if everybody else is here? Right. I'm just going to do this, and then we're going to see what happens in the end. Architects, you're kind of seeing where everybody's at. You're seeing who's taking your stuff. You're seeing who's building the cathedral and see if you can beat them there, or if you should build this instead of building up the cathedral because you have time. So I felt like it was just more involved with each other in Architects. I felt like the points, again, were easier, and I think it's easier to pull out. I think I would much rather have that one in my collection so that I could say, let's play Architects, because I know I can set it up fairly quick. I got to shuffle some cards and put some things in a pile. And
right. It's less scary for people to get into, too, because it's a lot shorter of a game. I think they both have the same time. Yeah, but really, this one does play faster.
Yeah, you can force this one to go faster.
And some cool things. You can play solo player, which is kind of cool if you're into that.
That solo mechanic, I've tried it. It is awesome.
Yeah, so I've never done that, but that's a pretty cool thing. And it is cool how you can play two different sides, where it's more like, this is just kind of everybody gets the same. We're all on the same foot. Let's do it. But then when you flip it, your little character board, you get this different, okay, this is my character.
Different setup. Yeah,
my person's more
ability,
kind, and gets all this stuff, or you can be more dark and go to the black market and
play
it kind of persuades you that way. And so I thought that was really exciting. So I liked Architects more.
All right, so for me it was a little closer. I love Raiders, and I think the replayability's got it. I think the strategy's got it. The epicness has got it, but this one is shorter, so it's easier to convince people to play, easier to pull out, way better streamlined on points. Components, it's such a wash. If you're complaining about components on either one of these, you're just too picky.
You got some problems, mister.
But overall, if I had both of these games, this one would get played more.
I agree.
This one would probably outlast it in the end, but who really plays a game that much anyway?
So much,
so to me, I think this one it takes it. It was a sliver of a win, but in the end, this one takes it. Just because of the sheer streamlining, making the whole process just a little bit easier to understand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
that's 3 for 3 on Architects.
There you guys have it.
That's a Game Borders true opinion right there on which one is better.
Yep.
Both fantastic games. Don't get us wrong. Both way fun.
If you've got the money and the time, buy them both.
Yeah.
If not, buy Architects first.
Yep.
You're probably gonna have more fun with that one. Yeah, that's how
Heard
it
it here
goes.
first.
Coming from Game Borders, that's our rating. I'm Spencer.
I'm Drayden.
I'm Stallone.
And until next time, like, comment, subscribe. If you want us to do a different game, put it in the comments, and if we can, we will.